planets counting. Anywho, what were we saying? I totally lost my train of thought.
About the heat vapors off the sand making us look like a mirage. Would it help if I cast prestidigitation on Lily's shell and made it the color of sand?
I feel like having something would certainly help.
As opposed to nothing.
Yeah.
Yes. Which was Samson's plan.
Yeah.
You guys will just disappear. That works.
That's
right?
how sand works. I should know. I live in sand.
It doesn't. It doesn't seem like the heat of the sand will actually affect it. Because there's just, no matter how much you try and curve the question towards being in a desert, it just seems to pop up with the normal view distance. So the actual, here's a more scientific thing. The actual heat vapors don't mar the image enough to the point where it would be invisible or otherwise a distinct mirage. So this whole plan entirely runs off the idea that they'd be dehydrated or delusional enough to believe in a mirage in the first place, which is kind of...
Well, no, I'm saying that the mirage obscures them enough so that if they use magic, it'll basically hide them enough. Like, you've seen those, like, mirages on the road where it gets, like, really, really hard to, like, see things, that, like, depending on the distance?
I mean, yeah, but that's usually low to the ground where you're trying to look for, like, road lines. And that's, what, 1,000, maybe 1,500 feet away?
I don't know.
Just a rough estimate from what I've seen during the heat of summer driving down the road.
Well, I guess they're just gonna have to make the stealth check first and beat their wisdom mod.
Yeah, I think you're just gonna have to make a stealth check unless you have something
Which
up your
is...
sleeve that makes you invisible.
Well, no, this whole thing was never about being invisible. It was about using Pass Without a Trace to just become really stealthy.
The whole point was just hide better, forehead.
Yeah, exactly. See? Shay gets it.
Or, you know what you could do? I'll let one of you roll a fate die to see if there will be a suitable sand dune to hide behind.
Well, I mean, it would have to be a sand dune that keeps us exactly 60 feet away.
Well, he said suitable, so I believe that would work.
That would be the implication.
Alright. Since it's my stupid plan, I'll roll for it.
Everybody has to agree to it.
Do well.
I'm not rolling, because I roll like shit all the time.
Unless it's Arcana.
That sounds like an agreement to me.
That sounds like an agreement to me as well.
And we both know Arcana is a double-edged thing.
Unless you fail, then I think someone else should roll.
Something went wrong. Track was skipped because bad.
Ooh.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
30 feet of Gambler.
30 feet of Gambler. So as for your Mirage plan, right now, I'm gonna say, does Hyala cast Pass Without a Trace?
I mean, they're testing it out, and they don't know about that die roll, so I guess she has to?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess she do.
And Samson, I'll let you say what you see. Or say, can you see?
Well, I guess I'd have to use a, I guess I would have to try and beat their stealth.
Yeah.
No?
Are we stealthing?
Catch you later.
I mean, yeah, yes.
Alright.
It's y'all's crazy plan.
I think that you can agree to this, Mr. DM, is that I'm basically rolling with perception because I know they're going to be there, but I'm also trying to fail.
Yeah, Samson could really easily lie. I just realized this.
You're trying to convince yourself that it's gonna be good.
Well, because I'm trying to use my perception to see them, but I also know they're gonna be there, but I want to not see them because that means my plan worked.
Yeah, he's slightly biased.
Yeah, so are you saying that you want advantage to...
I want advantage
Push
because
this
the
stupid
idea is that I'm trying to fail.
If you were trying to fail, you want disadvantage. But I see where
Well,
you're
no.
going. Samson's bias.
No. The result I want is that I fail and don't see them.
So that
But
you want
since I know what the plan is, I know what I'm looking for, and I'm a little biased.
So then you want to force roll disadvantage to get a low number and be like, yeah, no, this is good enough.
No, I want you to give me advantage on it so that I don't fail in the plan sock.
Yeah, the advantage is the disadvantage is the advantage.
Ah, now I see what you're setting up Samson to fail in what he wants.
To succeed.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll allow that.
Oh my
I
god.
figured. Whoa! Alright, so I guess you have to passively beat an 11.
Well, we have a +10 with with pass without trace. So if we roll a 1,
Yeah.
which that was me, not Caleb. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I always change it right away. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So how's a 35 look?
So I'm just
what's
gonna
the
talk into
modifier?
guess-
What's the modifier for stealth?
Plus
Plus 10.
No, I'm talking about like the stat modifier.
A dexterity?
Yeah, it's Dex.
Is it dex?
Is that what you're looking for? Because then it's
Just
dex.
butterflies
Yeah.
on the character sheet.
Rhino beats it. Let's see if Lily even manages to be gone.
Oh, you have to add a plus 10 to all of these, too.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna actually add at the +10. You could just push up the number by 1. Or push up the 10 slot by 1.
I mean, you have to roll 2, so.
Even Lily manages to pass.
Yeah, without trace.
You see them all.
Don't
No,
you
I
mean you
don't.
don't see?
Yeah, so I take it that they're, like, obscured enough.
Yeah, and he's looking for it. I swear they're not going to be. As long as Samson doesn't screw everything up.
When has that ever happened?
Anytime you have a late night talk.
That's never happened once.
So they all manage to be absolutely invisible to Samson.
Well, at least, like, enough to blend in. It's more of like a camouflage, you know what I mean?
Fair
You know what I mean?
enough.
We all donned our
You know what I
camo.
mean?
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna locate the magic rock.
Oh, you want me to cast that spell?
Yeah, so that I could also practice having it on my body without any issue.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Go for it. Here is what it says.
Oh,
Oh, it doesn't have to be on him.
oh yeah, no. You could just cast it on me, and it would work.
Oh my god, the range is a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, your conversation will have to be under 10 minutes. Or we're
Yeah.
coming out.
And I am going to set up a timer for 10 minutes.
Oh, that's not gonna be fair.
Why not? I mean, I'll stop the timer when you're not actually saying anything.
Okay, that'll be more fair.
Yeah, I'm not crazy.
Jokes must not be cracked.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. I mean, we'll ask the stuff that Nim wants to know first, and then... Oh, but we have to be able to hear him if he wants to signal to us to...
Yeah, so...
The
you're
signal
going...
will be a gunshot.
Hey, fair enough.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just the size of your fist at the bottom. That's good.
But basically, I'm gonna have a stopwatch for your 10-minute conversation. If for no other
Our
reason.
10-minute conversation.
Our
Yeah.
10-minute conversation, comrade. But yeah, no.
Stressful.
Gonna get back on Lily now, or? Oh yeah, that's right. You have to actually try it out.
Yeah, you gonna like.
Testing. This thing working? So,
Cowboy to buns, cowboy to buns, come in buns.
Cowboy to buns, cowboy to buns. Over.
cowboy to buns over. You and the big cat are completely out of sight. Over and out.
Yeah. Nim, because you're within 60 feet, will say, it works.
Ah! God, I'm never ready for that. Well, as long as it works exactly as you're hoping it would, then I guess this plan is a go.
Damn it.
Damn.
Alright, I'm heading back.
Alright, see you here.
Don't get attacked by anything. What?
Jade says don't get it. I mean, Kel says don't get it.
This
All
random girl will just
All
drop
right.
it out of conversation.
Yellow
I
says
didn't
don't get
realize these magic things could get interference.
Yeah, we must be like on someone else's service. I have to call my provider. Hold on.
Okay.
Hello, Verozen?
Hi.
I'm having issues with my service.
Oh, it seems to be the problem.
Other people are on my line, and I don't want them to be.
Oh, well, if you upgrade to our premium package for only 8 times what you're paying now.
I'm already
can fix
on
that
the.
issue.
Have you heard about our new channel plan as well? We offer 12 additional channels for a low
Yeah,
price.
do you want to add another 4 lines? It sounds like you
Market?
want to add another 4 lines.
My father is already paying for the premium service.
Well, if your father wants
Well,
to pay a
have you
little
tried
bit
the
extra,
premium
we can
plus
upgrade
thing?
him to the business plan.
It doesn't fix any of the problems you're having, but I would like to sell it to you.
I feel so
Yeah.
bad for those people because they literally have to say those things or lose their job. They're completely autonomous. They don't have any independence. They are basically just mouthpieces for corporate. That has to be the most soul-crushing job.
Doesn't make it less
Just like
unpleasant to
retail.
talk to them.
Oh, no. What's worse? Being a telemarketer, being in retail, or working for the DMV?
So working for the DMV gives people power highs because
Yeah.
they can send people to other lines for no reason.
They can also get you arrested if you argue with them, so.
Mhm.
But they seem so fucking unhappy.
Yeah, that's what working is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I would probably have to say retail worker because, like, at least telemarketers get to sit in, like, a shitty chair in a decently AC'd building.
Oh, that's what that is. I was clicked on Hyella's token, and the little blue square to rotate it was sitting above Nim's face, and I'm just zooming in and out going, why is Nim Sans? Why is Nim Sans? Like, I'm just trying to get really close, and I couldn't figure out why Nim just had a glowing blue eye. So yeah, you test it.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta roll on the wild magic table real quick.
Hey, yeah, go ahead.
Well, hold on. Before you do that, I'm still back over here.
Oh yeah, I have to. I rocked it. Oops.
Aha! Samson is there when you do that.
What is 59?
A number.
I swear to God, if you tell me it's
I'm not gonna
59,
believe until this is done.
if you tell me.
Oh, it's the pink bubbles!
Oh,
Yeah!
How long does that last?
Trying to talk, and pink bubbles start coming out of her mouth.
all right. So this is when Samson shows up. He's like, "Well, Nim, that little thing worked like a charm, I guess."
I think something is wrong.
This happens for a solid minute.
So wait, can we still hear you, or do you just?
Oh my God!
Say-
Is it like SpongeBob, where you speak, the bubble comes out, and it's only when the bubble pops you hear the message? Oh God, that'd be so funny.
No, it just says you can't speak for the next minute. Whenever you try, pink bubbles float out of your mouth.
Nim, are you okay?
Bubbles.
Kella's gonna like reach out and pop the bubbles like a cat trying to catch a laser.
I want to try too.
Just trying to imagine Hyala's straight face, no emoting, is just swatting at the bubbles like a cat.
Yeah.
Wait, what does Rhino
These are,
do?
like, slightly dilated. She's just like,
Rhino's just sitting here behind all three of you, and he's just grinding a whetstone down the blades of his maul. And he's just staring at you three with an amused smirk on his face.
Wait, you said a mall?
Yeah, a mace, a maul, they seem to be kind of interchangeable terms. It's a big bladed club.
Sounds like a shitty axe, but that's just me.
Well, it's meant for bludgeoning.
Well,
And
I know
yeah.
what it's meant for.
And, you know, denting the absolute shit out of armor. In fact,
Yeah, so
I think
No.
I actually have.
I mean,
I think I
A
actually.
mall's more of a hammer type thing. Yeah, they're not bladed like a
Right, I see what you're getting at.
yeah.
Hold on, I'll show it to you, and then you can pick whatever term works best.
Is it like a fanged mace?
At this point, I don't know. Items.
So, not that any of you guys would know, but while Nim's, once Nim realized she couldn't talk because bubbles happened, Nim just started saying the word bubbles over and over again.
good. Pop,
Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles,
Pop.
my bubbles,
pop. No, my bubbles.
my bubbles.
Pop of my bubbles, Merrymaker.
I want to pop some bubbles too. You don't own it.
So, after a minute of this, Nim eventually says, bubbles!
What?
Oh, I guess that's the end of it.
And you
Did
should
you have
find
fun?
it. You should be able to find a new handout.
I hope
should-
it just says bubbles.
You better just say bubbles.
Yeah, that's like a fanged mace, but a little bit bigger.
No, that's not a bubbles.
Yeah.
So that's what they're called. They're called fanged maces. I never had the word, and it made looking them up very hard.
Always here to help.
Thank you. So yeah, no, he's got a fanged mace. Two-handed, but he carries it in one. Because he's bigger than the average bear. Which is totally a lie. Bears are fucking huge.
Bears are huge.
Fish are friends, bears are huge.
And Ligma's real.
Yep, I caught it from you.
It's true.
You didn't wear your
Anyway.
Ligma shield and you contagified me.
It is true.
Nim
I
asked
am.
you guys.
I am. patient Ligma Zero.
If you had fun popping the bubbles.
Yeah, can you do that all the time?
DM?
Not until you learn how to control the surge.
Nim shakes her head.
Damn.
But there you go. You've cleared your building stacks of wild magic. So
For now.
you don't have to worry about fireball.
No, that's always a worry. Don't get me twisted.
No one is ever safe.
So the rhino finishes up, you know, taking all the previous dirt, grime, and bits of rust off his fanged mace. And he just looks at you. The rhino would like to inquire about how your plan is forming.
So far, so good, it seems. Oh, that's right. We got any more sandcackler?
We have plenty of sandcackler.
Perfect, perfect.
As you have, like,
can I
I don't
borrow
know,
your
what,
little cooking
5
station?
5 bodies? Sure. And he goes to start setting up the cooking station.
All right. And then I am going to cook the sandcackler just like I did the first night we ate it. I mean, I guess without the soup. But just kind of to, like, I guess turn them into rations.
I thought they hated Sandcackler, though.
They do, but if I give them Rhino Sandcackler, they'll know I didn't make it.
But you literally got better with every meal that you cooked.
Yeah, but not that much better.
Alright.
Well, considering that both of them can't cook.
You were getting better. Your food was
Yeah.
getting better. They just didn't appreciate the materials you had to use.
Yeah, so as long as it makes it like Samson would make it, then it should pass.
Alright. So you could, how much of that are you gonna make?
I'd say like 6 portions. 8. Actually, I'll go with an even 10.
An even 10 portions?
Yeah.
Total?
Yeah.
Alright. So I would say take, how are you gonna wrap that? You're gonna put each portion with its own ration tag? I mean, actually, you'd have to because you're setting them up as portions.
Yeah.
Feed me.
So 10 ration tags traded in for 10 sandcackler rations.
I can do that.
While Samson does that, Nim, unsurprisingly, has more questions for Rhino.
Ask away.
Alright, so... Nim's like... So how do you prepare the potions? Like, what makes them black specifically?
It's the rhino can inform that the process which makes it black is oxidation of the plant matter that goes into them.
Ew.
Disgusting. I'm
However,
kidding.
however, it is the alcohol portions that prevent it from rotting completely. In a sense, it's a form of fermentation, halted by alcohol.
So is this just Zanzibari kombucha?
Ew.
No wonder.
No.
No wonder why it tastes like garbage.
No, never say that again. Kombucha's terrible.
Yeah, and so is this shit.
Yeah, it's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, Rhino says that even I, like, flinch when I drink it.
Because it's got a medicinal taste. It's heavily medicinal, as opposed to kombucha, which tastes anywhere from licking the bottom of a burnt tire to drinking dish soap to a combination of both.
Yeah, I mean...
So Nim will just go, Samson likes alcohol.
Are you sure you guys are drinking things, like, not from a Jiffy Lube?
I don't know what a Jiffy Lube is.
You described kombucha as being like soap, but I've only ever tasted burning rubber death.
I did not describe it as soap. I described it as vinegar.
Side tangents aside.
Kombucha aside and thrown into the trash where it belongs.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Nim goes, Samson likes alcohol.
I do.
So he's well preserved. So he won't die. Yeah.
No, it just means my body will be preserved on the sands as I lay there bleeding out and dead.
I feel like
That's super
I feel
specific.
like if Samson drank as much vinegar, the same amount of vinegar as he normally does alcohol, he'd just pickle himself literally.
I'm Pickle Samson!
Ah, Pickle Sam! Woo!
No.
Pickle
Alright,
Sam!
I quit. Goodbye. It was nice knowing y'all.
Another
Well,
one leaves
Kiala
the campaign.
turns on us and steals what's left of. It goes in a completely different direction.
And kill a steel rhino. She's like, I'm taking this one with me.
Just lifts Rhino like over her head and walks in a
Actually, she
completely
needs
different
Nim
direction.
too, because Nim is her AC. So.
Well, Lily, it's you and me.
Kiala
I knew my plan wouldn't be a lie.
Kiala picks up Lily, just throws her on top of the pile, just carries her. Name's just
Well-
crossed between Rhino and Lily.
This is on
Waving
you,
at Samson.
Goodbye, Merrymaker. Perish in the sands. Panak! Oh, Panak, where are you? Calling out to a golem that's never heard its name before.
I love him.
Love your tiny little sand baby.
So essentially, Nim's just gonna ask what kind of creatures he's seen on his travels. Were there any really fluffy ones? What's the biggest? What's the smallest? What was the most interesting to him?
What the hell was a rhino?
What's the coolest thing he's ever done?
And he will describe all of those to you.
Fantastic.
I will, not,
Alas,
I will not
Yeah?
be voice acting that.
that's fine. That's why I phrased it like that, so you know that I asked the questions. Just we don't have to go over the questions.
Yeah.
And also, Nim asked if he's ever seen a circus.
You already asked
Oh,
him
yeah, I'm
that. That was the first thing you asked him.
No, the first thing I asked was if we wanted candy, and then we talked about candy.
Oh yeah. I thought it was about the circus. Because
Nope,
it's
it was
just really
about sugar.
funny to think that the only thing Nim says to anybody she meets is, "Have you ever heard of the circus? Did you finish those errands?" So, anything you want to do with your remaining time before encounter?
I think we've got everything handled out. Does anyone else have to say anything?
Did Kiala overhear Nim and Samson's conversation?
I don't think she heard that, but she would probably at some point bring up, like, if they want to have some kind of signal in case he wants to, like, tip them off to certain things without making it obvious he's signaling somebody.
Well, Nim could just read Samson's mind and he could just think thoughts in his head and then she'd hear them.
Well, we already know Samson doesn't think thoughts.
Jokes aside.
Also, I can't cast Detect Thoughts and Flavorance. They're both concentration spells.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So I can talk to him telepathically. I just can't hear his response.
And that's sort of what's important. We kind
Yeah.
of. We mostly want to hear from his side.
So we actually need that code word.
Or like multiple, like, oh, if he says orange, then that means things are going good. If he says pineapple, it means things are slightly sketchy. And if he says onion rings, then we all charge in and start slashing.
Samson has a stroke and just starts describing food in the middle of catching up with his
Well, no,
old pals.
it would be more cautiously chosen words. that
Yeah.
Samson thinks he could naturally work in, but isn't going to accidentally say.
I
Which
don't.
means Samson has to come up with them.
I don't expect this, but an idea floated through my head. Would be really funny if Samson just picked common Varetian sayings, like "Oh, tumbleweeds," or "Bit my ass like a desert donkey on a 4th of June." Shit like that.
Hold on, did you just say stretch my ass over a hot dog on the 4th of June?
Yeah.
What
Eh.
the fuck, Shayla?
Yeah, please work that naturally into a conversation.
So did I remember to tell you guys what happened on June 4th?
You know, honestly, I hear it more
Let's
like
go.
I hear it more naturally getting worked to. I've had enough of this preen. Stretch my asshole over your hot dog.
Oh God!
Hey, that'd be a natural work of the conversation.
That's a whole
Very
gotta come,
unnatural
Bubba.
work into the conversation.
You are on your
I mean,
honeymoon
we don't know how
still.
this is gonna go.
You two are still on your honeymoon. Remember,
That
that does happen on a honeymoon.
that was
Samson's
a
husband
joke.
ran away with a woman.
Yeah, this is this is me going to serve the divorce papers.
If you don't dump this
Oh,
hussy
yes.
right now, I'm gonna. If you dump this hussy right this second, you can shut my ass over a hot dog in the first.
Anyway,
You have no right to yell about the nut of Zanzibar, you idiot.
Rebel, come up with 3 sayings.
Ligma, Sogma, and Tugma.
You're the one who's got to work him into sentence.
Hey, Prin, do you got Ligma?
Hey, Prin, Tugma. Celeste, Sugma.
Prin, you know what Tugma is?
What is up, dog?
But you have to say it very solemnly so it sounds like it flows.
Sugma, Prin. Sugma.
Anyway, I hope someone remembers this, cause
What are these code words?
Yeah, what are we actually doing?
I mean, I'm still going with the idea that the signal that things are going bad is going to be a gunshot.
yeah, but
that's a
hopefully
bit
we can
late
get
to
there
do.
sooner. You have the knowledge of how people works to know if things are going south a lot sooner than before you could shoot.
Yeah, and like
Not-
it would be good to have like a I'm doing well.
Yeah.
You, the cowboy, should know that you can talk better than you can shoot. I don't know. I can shoot pretty well.
Oh, wait, doesn't clairvoyance allow you to hear how the conversation's going?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's vibes you don't get just listening to voices.
Mm-hmm. You don't get like the physical aspects of like their body language.
I mean, if he doesn't think he can do it, we won't do it. But like,
Yeah, but at least have a word for like things are going fine.
Can I just tell them when I'm giving them the signal as good or bad?
I mean, can.
Perfect.
So, what's the signal?
The signal is to be determined at a later date.
if we hear Samson say something that sounds weird and un-Samsonly, we'll just run in and start hitting people.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say if they don't have the code words to know,
Nope.
then
No, we'll say that there's a code word. I don't know what the code word is. Stop putting me in this position, you animals.
it's your stupid plan. You should have every aspect folded out.
Well, this part is technically.
Yeah, this part is 1, not part of my plan, and 2, I'm too stupid to know how to do this.
Well, now,
What?
I feel like-
Samson being
can Kiala
stupid?
suggest a
Never.
code word?
I feel like she assumes Samson is clever enough to be able to use them. Kiala's gonna pick weird words that Samson wouldn't end up using, and I don't know.
what the hell is an snow cone?
What is
Like, it's gotta be like a
icicle?
semi-common word, but like,
A gun?
What about tumbleweed and cactus? Tumbleweed means things are going fine. Cactus means you're in a prickly situation. You're in a desert and you see both of those things.
Sure.
fair enough? And that's everything?
Yeah, I guess that's everything.
Fair enough. So the time moves forward.
And then Nim casts Fireball.
Nim was casting spells and she blew up. Campaign over.
Ooh.
For Nim, at least. Everyone else would survive.
As you guys are sitting on Lele, Samson's sitting next to Rhino, and at some point, Rhino just lightly slaps you on the shoulder. You know, just like a backhanded tap tap.
Oh, who, me?
Yeah, and he just
Alright.
points out.
Uh-oh.
And off in the distance, distance away,
Hey.
he points, and you
It's,
just see two shapes roughly trotting through the desert.
Probably sucks to suck.
Alright. Is my water skin full? If it's not, then I'm just gonna fill it.
Yeah, you can fill it. I don't know what the contents of your water skin were.
Water.
Water.
No,
Especially
I mean,
now.
Like, I meant more like full, empty.
Yeah, whatever it is, we'll say
Volume.
that it's currently, is now full before I go out and greet them.
Fair
Alright. Alright, places, people, places. Thank you, Rhino. This is yours. Oh, one thing. And before, Samson goes, he's going to de-pack off of his backpack the things he picked up from the shack.
Fair enough.
No, that's too many of them. I'm actually going to take some of the patooey feathers and then just hide them somewhere on my person. Like 3 or 4, not like a large amount. And the flour. Oh, those go in my backpack with the ration.
Yep. As you're doing that, Rhino is reaching into his bag and he takes out a big tart. And he kind of just bunches it up and he tosses it over the canopy. And then he rolls it out both ends. And it's loose meshing, but it's tan, you can see from the outside. So somewhere in the time when you all were either asleep or just not otherwise predisposed or indisposed, whichever one of those words work. I can't words. Words hard. World hard and cruel. Words make suffering.
Shut up.
Wow, look at that convenient sand dune right there.
Ow. Wow.
So he kind of, where would be 60 feet from? How far away are you going to stand from them?
Probably like 10 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet's like right here.
So
Yeah. So like
point
I'll
me at a
probably
spot
be
10
like
feet from them, and then I'll measure from that spot that you want to stand in 60 feet.
Okay. So probably be like right here.
We're going to be the 60 feet. So the sand dune has to be slightly close, or pretty much anywhere in between technically works. Because, yeah, no, Yala, right before he leaves, Yala's gonna be like, if you get more than 60 feet away, I'm gonna shoot.
Fine, God. Listen, unless it's to remaneuver in case things get down, I'm staying within 60 feet. Just keep yourselves hidden, listen out for me.
So,
And hopefully
Yeah.
things will be good.
Nim tugs on your cloak again and says, "Don't die, forehead."
I'll do my best not to.
He does have
Thanks.
a rich world.
Oh, no.
No, I don't. My mama said it's small.
Anyway.
And then he'll like move his hat like a little over his forehead.
I mean, Kiela's one to talk. I draw her with an enormous head. Anywho.
All right, so
And
Samson's
just
going
stay
to
safe.
stay hidden. So Samson's gonna hop off, and then he's going to. Let's see.
Yeah, Kiela's moving to the front of Lily so she can be the or whatever squares the closest.
Nim is, as always, staying far back.
And Samson's gonna start like making his way around that sand dune and try to catch up with them.
Before you go do anything, I gotta like move shit around.
All right, I'll leave the token right here. Bye.
Yeet.
There's just a Lily-sized dust cloud underneath all of you.
And then there's like that cartoon moment where like you're all staying in place and then you look down and then you fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the sand dune's 60 feet. Lily kind of takes up the. We can say Lily parks a little closer.
It kind of nestles into the sand dune, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah. Or it climbs up partially along the way. So what's the...
I assume you cast it as you were approaching the sand dune.
Yeah.
So the farthest side of
Oh, yeah.
Lily is the 60-foot line. Everything else is within.
Cool, that works.
Yeah.
All right. Podgers.
So you cast the clairvoyant spell.
I'm gonna wait till he gets closer.
Okay. Tell me when
Like,
that clairvoyance
Like
goes.
right about here.
Right about where? I didn't see the ping.
Well, but they might
Right
start
about here.
talking as he's walking up.
Well, this is still like, I think it's 15 or 20 feet away. Yeah, 15 feet. So it'd be like the initial hey or whatever. Unless he's shouting from back here.
Which I would be.
Oh,
Gotta make things look believable.
alright. Let me roll.
So as soon as you say hey, I'm gonna hit the timer.
All right.
Or do your
So,
introduction.
Can we pause so I can use the restroom?
Go ahead. Use the restroom. I'm gonna get more water because you are going to have exactly 10 minutes of pure talk time.
I mean,
before the
that's
line
just
gets
until.
done.
Yeah, that's just until Nim can hear it. All right, be right back.
So how you doing, Jade?
Well, can you cast it another? Can you cast it like again?
Yeah, I have one more cast after this.
Okay. So yeah, then technically there's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And we'll just lose whatever few seconds in between that it
Yeah.
takes to cast.
Tell Samson to
in
pause
those-
for a sec.
In those few seconds, you just hear a gunshot go off while you're trying to cast it.
He says the code word, just starts doing that thing in movies where they have to say the code word like 20 times. And the other person's like, dude, what are you doing?
I
I
said
I could
Nicholas.
really use a glass of ice water.
I gave you a glass of ice water.
I said
Mm.
ice water.
At that point,
Yeah,
you
that's- it's
hear him
always for-
screaming.
It's always for like the dumbest reasons too.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me you didn't think to replace your batteries beforehand? Or your ex-wife is calling and you have to answer but you don't have kids and it's after the divorce? Or your girlfriend's dinner that you couldn't reschedule with her parents at any other day and you're running late. I'm just like, I feel like a very valid reason of I am at work and I have to work overtime that's non-negotiable can we get a rain check is a perfectly valid excuse
For what?
for missing your girlfriend's dinner with her parents. Because she's always like,
How did we
babe,
get
this
here?
is like the third time you've missed dinner with my family,
You know,
but it's work.
I'm
I
not
have no
sure.
control over this. They
It's
pay
a
my
really
bills.
personal experience, though.
See, you're just reminding me what like the internet's going crazy about with that new show Invincible. With that one, honestly, unlikable character that just gets fucking mad at the protagonist for always being gone, and it seems reasonable because he's a superhero. So he's constantly like ditching, not being there, being late because he's all
I'm
fucking
back.
saving people's lives.
Welcome back.
And then the reveal is she's just like, I'm done with your shit. We're breaking up. And he's like, no, wait, please, I can change.
Are we talking about Invincible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Invincible, because Shay was talking about, like, you know, the trope where the girlfriend's always really bad about the guy missing stuff, but it's like valid excuses that he doesn't have control over, and it's just framed like he's being an asshole. But Invincible takes the cake because he's like, I can explain. You see, I am invincible. I am a superhero.
Yeah.
And then he demonstrates it. She's like, I've known. You're just an
Yeah, I
asshole.
know.
And it's like,
It's
you
the fact that he's
are.
been lying about it. That's a douchey thing to do.
But that's a secret identity. People get fucking hurt for knowing the secret identity.
Yeah, but like,
That's a
If
valid
you're
reason to
dating
keep a
someone-
secret.
Well, okay, but that's the thing is like the person you don't hide your secret identity for is the one you trust the most. That's why Debbie knows who Omni-Man is. That's why Red Rush's girlfriend knew who he was. That's why that kid that Bandage Man was taking care of knew who he was.
Yeah, but
That's why
here's
none
the
of us
thing.
know that
They
Samson
weren't
is actually
dating that
Zanzibar.
long. You don't just build trust that fast.
5 months.
No,
Like,
it's not a
honestly,
long time.
It's short and it's long because like he's definitely made a lot more progress in his superhero life in 5 months.
It's a long time for a person, but not a long time to know a person. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not
Also,
a
they're
long
in
time
high
the scale of the
school.
But
existence of the
here's the
universe.
other thing.
Also, they're in high school, and I think like you're allowed to just not know everything about someone if you're dating them in high school.
Yeah.
That's also true. But that's also the thing. She didn't say when she found out. She just said, I've known. And here's the fucking kicker. When they were up at the college campus, and he dipped to go change so that he could go fucking save them all, she literally walks up and goes, where the fuck were you? And he's like, I was calling the authorities. Fuck you. So if she knew the whole time, and she pulled that stuff, that's a manipulative bitch. There's no way around it. If she found out later where he was, then, like, you know, you gotta frame these things. Because she saw how fucking bad he got beat. He got pretty thrown around in that fight. Not as bad as the other ones. Not the fucking body horror shit.
I'm gonna
Like,
go eat.
What you gonna eat?
I don't know. I just don't want to listen to this anymore.
Ah.
I gotta say, my favorite one that takes the cake though is believe it or not, The Flash.
like the show, or?
No, like just the actual superhero. Barry Allen keeps his secret identity because he's always late to everything.
Yeah.
And they're like, you wouldn't think the guy who's late to everything would be the Flash.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious.
So Jade didn't say when she was coming back.
Yeah.
She'll be back in a bit.
Do I stop the recording, or do I sit here and wait?
Just stop the recording.
I guess.
Even though Justice League was a terrible movie.
Yes.